would actually feel that the one that they were left with, the Slardar, is not really a bad one to be left with at all.
No, in fact, it's one of his, if I'm not mistaken, I should actually go glance through. I had their team up before. I'm going to look it up really quickly again. I think it was his most played.
They probably, yeah. It's the one they left in.
Yeah, I think it's like the one that they were even, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's the one that people were even first phase banning versus them. They were opening with it most of their games. So yeah, this is the one that they're the most comfortable on, and he's versus a melee matchup. So that's always really nice to have. Even though it's very high armor hero, it's still the same damage that the Slardar can do.
No, I mean, looking at some of the ways that these lanes are going to match up. I mean, do you see anyone having real struggles at the start of this game?
30 seconds to battle.
Real struggles. I don't know if anyone should really struggle. I guess it all depends on how like the tossbacks and stuff happen. I guess I would just say that NIP's top lane should suffer a bit. This Tiny plus this Bloodseeker versus Venge Drow. I feel like this is actually in a position where Venge Drow is fairly strong here.
Yeah, well, two melees trying to run at these heroes. Yeah, but you're going to take a lot of damage, and if you're not actually able to close the gap and do anything with the burst, you're not going to get the opportunity to run away from those heroes.
Yeah, they have to just play it like really, like Era has to play it really clever, pretty much on his side as this Tiny, just with these tossbacks into Blood Rites and just positioning. And we have seen him have some pretty successful ones. I know Kyo was the one mentioning that on the panel. I know a lot of these Tinies, they just combo people, and it's like, oh man, I didn't kill him. Era is actually one of those that always goes for the tossback play, toss people to Chronos, toss people into a secondary stun or something along those lines. So let's see how they end up putting their lanes. Is they're actually, I guess they were expecting a little bit of a lane, like the Slardar to be top, I guess.
Yeah, they were both walking to swap, and then they just TP'd back to where they were coming from.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe they were expecting some type of like an aggro lane or something. Not too sure. And we'll see Era right away because of this. He has to just pull the top lane. And yeah, lanes will progress anyway. I guess it's just the way that NIP wanted it to have set up. I don't think Viking's upset about this at all. This looks great for Viking anyway.
I mean, sure, but I guess the PA is... I mean, but yeah, I don't know, actually. Both lanes aren't really amazing for PA to be farming into.
No, this one's not as bad, I guess, because you always have your daggers, you're close to your tower, you know, you have that extra armor. So yeah.
We'll see NIP get that first pull round, so we'll be able to deny a creep wave here. Celery's trying to step in and have a look at it. There is around to push Celery off to the side and make sure Saberlight has the space to pretty much deny this entire wave. Same to be set up top, though, with the way that the creeps are meeting. Shad also able to do the same.
Yeah, everyone's getting very familiar with how you can deal with these type of pullbacks, but this hurts Celery a lot. This is where it gives Era his opportunity to actually be a Tiny with boots. You know, you're not playing in the lane, you're just chasing Avenge away and just getting lots of hits onto her. She doesn't have the stun. Bottom, the constant battle between blocking the camp. Aramis will even put down a sentry just in case. He should look like he wanted to get a little more aggressive, but have to be a little careful. He is fragile on the Enchantress too. A couple hits.
And would you imagine this is going to be a game for Charlie's PA where he... Oh, see if they've got enough to... get him. Now Celery's into the trees and is away. But yeah, what would you sort of expect from Charlie this game? Just playing it slow and heavy on the farm, Battle Fury, or do you think we're going to see the Deso and getting active early?
Oh, that's actually a good question. In this game,
do you want to try and out-farm the Drow, or do you want to try and get that Deso on and start jumping her as soon as you can?
I think I'm not too sure actually. I think I might prefer the Deso, but
yeah.
It's just because I feel like Viking is gonna start kicking up the pace also this game because they have the Slardar Drow Venge, like they can go for threatening Rosh and stuff like that early on. So I want the PA to be able to show up and fight. I feel like she won't be able to show up and fight with Battlefield for a very long time. So top Saberlight will be able to walk away, and he gets the connection, and he's speedy. Everyone's kind of low.
There's a couple punches back in onto Shad. Yeah, because how we're sitting in the mid lane. This time round, Supreme, he's able to have a bit of about a whole wave of advantage against Boom. As you can see, 17 for 7 against the 12 for 2. So early on with the dagger spam, it's proving a little too much for Boom, as Boom's having to play much more carefully than Supreme has to himself.
Interesting how in this matchup he does way better versus a ranged hero, but did worse versus a melee.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it really was just sort of the knock-on effect of just, you know, not really sort of using your advantage on that first wave as we saw last game that did just give the start to Boomers and Tiny that allowed him to step up and CS for the rest of the laning stage.
Because he's actually like almost pushed Boom completely out. Yeah, he's crushing the lane this time around. And they're even double-checking the runes too to shut down Boom even more. And now Misha, he's even going to take a creep away and just mess with Boom a lot here.
Even just
right clicks.
Cancelling these early clarities can be hugely annoying for the Storm. Yeah, I mean, maybe Supreme just needed a warm-up game, you know? And he got it.
I mean, he won it. Boom is just pushed out of lane, and the Thirst stacks is there. Saberlight up top. He's going to be zooming around, so he's actually doing fine up in that matchup. You see Viking leading a little bit in the last hits here for the majority, but it will all even out soon. As Misha is leaving from that mid lane top.
Look at the combo with the Blood Right onto Shad. See if they can dive in to finish this one off. Saberlight's looking for it. And he's heading in. He's going to have Blood Right up again in a second. Era's the focus, though, from Shad and Celery. Looking to take down this Tiny. Can they get him? They do. Blood Right will hit on the two of them. Can Saberlight get some cleanup kills? He's going to try and run down Shad. One more will find it, but the Magic Missile holds him back. Shad able to put the salve, push him back with the gust. The body blocks here from Celery. I mean, Celery, he's putting the work in. Can he get out of range of the Blood Right? He can, Shad. Shad's going to live. As Celery there with some excellent body blocks actually keeps the Drow alive.
I thought for sure Shad was going to go down there for that exchange too, but very nicely done. And in mid, this time Supreme, he jumps forward, survives even, 3 HP.
All right. I mean, we'll see what he plans to do with this, as he hasn't got any regen.
Deadlight top again, getting gone on. Living away with one hit again. And he's going to TP in their faces. And their tower is getting beaten on by the catapult this entire time here too. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing sort of both these lanes. So Shad, his farm's been fine, but still time now where he's having to take the walk back to base. And yeah, this mid lane, the difference only going to get greater and greater between the two of them as Boom, he's got a whole lot of catching up to do. We're at a point where Supreme's about to hit the 7, and Boom, he's only just entered into level 5 territory. The XP difference is really starting to add up between these two mids. Yeah, that's huge. Supreme can gank the side lane so easy. Everyone is actually fairly susceptible.
Yeah.
Slardar is your frontliner, but Slardar, he gets owned by the dagger pretty hard in the front. And then everybody else is just extremely squishy. And Supreme has a lot of different ways to get on top of them. Queen of Pain could really snowball and set the pace, set that tempo for an IP. Shad top. Bloodright will connect. They get the toss back.
Let's see what they can get done here. Saberlight trying to chase down Shad. Now Celery's attention is drawn over towards Era, but Era's out into the trees, puts the south. Mid lane, Tower taking a bit of a beating here. Put the fortification. Boom still hanging around, still not quite got that level 6 on Boom. And the Mud Golems. Look at this control there from Misha with the body blocks and the Mud Golems. Boom's in trouble. They're trying to get him out with TP backup coming in, but Boom goes down. They get the kill. Celery's got to be a little careful too. Supreme doesn't mind getting low here as he's still got a regen rune to play within his bottle. As this Storm is getting completely crushed. Only level 5.5 at 7 minutes in, whereas Supreme, he's about to hit level 8. He's also 10 seconds off the Sonic Wave. When Storm's back in the game, Supreme's going to have Sonic Wave good to go. Boom cannot show himself mid.
No, Boom has to just jungle. I think a lot of the heroes of Viking might actually be pushed into the jungling in this next quick succession here. Because of how farm Supreme is. Yeah, level 8 is about to hit, so Max Scream, that high burst damage. And Misha, he's just playing around mid area. Like, they know they can just punish anyone that's here.
They can kill the Slardar.
He might just die.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
He is definitely.
The question is if they need to use a Sonic Wave. Yeah, he's not going to need to. He's not going to need to. The kills there. God. TPs are cancelled. I mean, yeah, I guess Supreme was really sort of saving it for the laning phase of game 2. You know, that game 1 laning phase of the co-op was very underwhelming, but here in the second game, Supreme is just, he's destroying it. 2-0-1, it's 8 minutes in, and a tier 1 tower taken as well. That he couldn't be doing it any better this game.
No, he is absolutely smashing it. Charlie has gotten all the space in the world. Bottom 2 as they push Toby out of the lane, and everything really feels like it's going NIP favored. Top lane is the only one that's kind of going for Viking here. But it's not like Saberlight isn't having a good time either. He's pretty much got the veil almost done.
He's got an Invis rune, he's straight up top. There is a sentry down though. So stepping into it, it will be seen. And Celery, he's going to come in, but they might still have the opportunity to jump shot. They do. The avalanche is in. Sonic Wave's going to be used. Takes him down. Supreme continuing to rule the map.
Losing your tower this early on, this is gonna test the Viking quite a lot here if they're able to recover.
Can this Storm come back this game? That's the real question.
It's also like, can the Storm come back? And also, like, they have a Drow, so they're very reliant about having their jungle open.
Oh, there we go.
Supreme.
See if they can burst him. I mean, his Blink's still on cooldown. He's got Misha coming over at the side. Supreme, he's out. Oh, he's not out. They got him. All right, that's the start of a comeback, at least, for the Storm getting involved in a quad kill. They'll still lose Celery, but Supreme does die. And Boom gets himself a few hundred gold from that. Well, he's going to need more of that, but yeah, a quad kill is a quad kill.
Small gains, small gains. Then they're going to need them. Like I was in the beginning of saying, they have some very jungle-reliant heroes. Drow and Storm Spirit, they want to hit the jungle for a little bit here. I feel like NIP, they can take advantage of this a lot here. Just pressure all the lanes. As you know that they're going to have to rely on jungle.
Aramis is popping the egg.
They're not going to kill it. Oh, will they, Charlie?
But they didn't kill it. And now it's a three-man crush. They've all dived in a little too far for this. The Saberlight goes down. They couldn't kill it in time. Aramis with, I mean, one of the best-looking level 1 eggs I've seen in a while there. He gets away with it with 3 heroes committing right underneath him. I mean, it couldn't be any better, that Supernova. That's probably the best level 1 Supernova I've ever seen. 3 heroes underneath it. Boom. The stun kicks off.
And that'll happen when, you know, Toby got pushed out of bottom lane. So Aramis got given bottom lane. So it's a pre-10 minute level 6 on the Phoenix, and it pays off.
They couldn't take
They needed that. I really feel like they needed that pretty badly. As Shad, he actually shows his face up top. They might commit onto him. Misha wants to. Charlie, a bit reluctant to go for it. As Boom, he's looking to join over here. Hasting.
Supreme has got Sonic Wave good to pop again and TP ready, so if they do fight top, he can join.
They're keeping Shad real low here, just spamming him. Charlie looking for a jump. Oh, Supreme's actually going to walk in and get a... Wait, what? I guess they were saving that rune for Boom, because the Celery walked over that bounty rune. Supreme just walks in and gets himself a free bounty. And a bottle refill. That's weird.
Boom. Poking at Supreme, but Supreme's got Sonic Wave if he wants to try and commit, but he won't. He'll let him be.
They're all getting pushed out of their jungle here. Shad's not getting the opportunity to hit creeps like he wants to. And they're going to lose their top tower too, so their safe lane tower and their mid tower taken out at the 11-minute mark. Uh-oh, Viking. They're going to have some big plays in the mid game here with this Slardar and this Phoenix to kind of bring things back together. Because the Drow and the Storm Spirit are going to have a tough recovery.
Yeah, they need to catch up, and as you say, yeah, they're not relying on players to do that. They want to hit creeps.
Yeah.
So here we go. Shad is under this ward. Error. Avalanche and the Rupture's down on his Shad. They'll step in. Error is trying to get in for the toss. Can he get there? Celery's going to be there with the swap back. Saberlight still charging and looking for Shad. The Sonic Wave clips him. Supreme able to find the ult to finish him off. Celery's clean up on the trees. Can they get Supreme? They can. Boom. Gets one. He's going to try for Misha. Can he get himself another here? Boom, he can.
Okay.
2 kills for Boom on the cleanup. I mean, he's making that recovery, Boom. He really is. These sort of kills, they're really closing the gap between him and Supreme.
Somewhat. Still quite a bit behind. Still like 1,600 gold, but small
a few more,
but,
you know, I thought it was going to be a whole lot rougher. The fact that he's got 3 kills when he had the start that he had. Now the comeback it's been done, bit by bit.
Yeah, definitely just anything you can get here on the side of Viking, as you know you're going to be under the gun. Definitely still need to look to fight his form. I think the Slardar bench, Phoenix, and Storm have to look to fight his form as Chad just takes the space until he has Dragonlance. When he has Dragonlance, I think he can look to get involved because he has Venge with him, so he can always sit so far in the back. But NIP, I feel like they should just keep charging forward here. They have a huge window to take advantage. And they're going to see the Venge and the Drow here. Getting a beautiful wraparound here. Era.
So the jump for Supreme. No Celery. Avalanche setup. Era. Can he get the catch onto Shad? No, he doesn't want to dive for tower. I mean, they're just happy getting kills like this, securing space for Charlie.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And Charlie is getting all the space in the world right now in this top half. No way that Viking can cross anywhere towards him.
He is going to go for the Battle Fury build this game, though.
Yeah,
okay.
He is, yeah. I mean,
I thought he was going to go for the faster paced one, but I guess he wants to be a little greedy.
yeah, but yeah, it's intriguing that we are sort of seeing more PAs like to go for the Battle Fury again.
Ooh,
That's top. Ooh.
Aramis.
He's going to be okay.
The Fairy Fire actually just saves him. He was dead without that Fairy Fire.
He lives.
And
All
he'll
right.
live.
Didn't even need
Gets
to pop
save
the
his
egg.
Yep. Very nice. What are we waiting for on NIP? There no blink yet on the Tiny, trying to farm that one up. Charlie trying to finish his, and yeah, it looks like they're a little bit more just chilled back and farming at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Supreme's very close to the Orchid, so
Yeah.
he wants to get that done before he shows, and ideally hit that level 12 before he's popping the Sonic Wave once more.
Toby's got a blink. Pretty decent time for the slaughter here, 14 minutes. They can definitely look to, like we said, play us 3 or 4. As, oh, top. Maybe they even find Saberlight here.
So if they can finish him. Magic Missile down and with the Sunray damage and Boom's presence, they can. It's another kill from Boom, continuing to make that comeback. 5 kills on a Storm that got destroyed in lane. Boom's doing it.
He's saving for the last hit on all these kills. He's like,
Yeah.
I need all the gold in this game possible. I need my Yules to deal with these silences that are going to be coming out. NIP. Under vision here.
Toby's going to get the jump in onto Era. Supreme trying to push him away. Sonic Wave down onto the 4 of them, but can he actually finish off any of the kills? He can't. It's just going to be a bit of a temporary pushback with the Sonic Wave. Just gives Supreme the space to grab those 2 bounty runes.
See that blink of Toby really paying off there, at least getting them that 1 kill already on Era. And Era, he also will get his blink after he dies this time around. Vikings securing themselves their triangle for Shad to farm a little safer. We'll see NIP coming out a bit more ahead of this, and always have to be thankful, especially if you're Charlie when you are at this pace. This is pre-Battle Fury that he's able to farm at this rate. See what Viking does. They have a lot of options on Viking still, too. They have a lot of minus armor, like we mentioned, so damage won't be an issue for them for the majority of the game.
Yeah, no, these 3 heroes can kill alone, really. Toby,
Yeah, they can
Celery,
kill
and Boom.
anybody.
They get a good jump.
And NIP's at the ready.
Yeah, they're prepared for this. They're all grouped up it around the river.
Era's got the blink. They're playing around the ruin.
They've also got the silence. Straight away. Goodbye, Aramis. Toby. He's going to get the jump on Supreme, though. Supreme. He's going to get blown up. Well, they don't mind losing the Phoenix at all there. As Boom, yet again, another at least kill involvement to be found.
Yeah, Corrosive Haze is always going to give them that damage element. You know, it always will feel like they will have damage coming in. Especially whenever Shad does look to get involved. He's getting the space. He'll be able to farm as a Drow, but definitely have to not feel as good about the space as Charlie. Like we said, he's gotten away with getting the Battle Fury, so he's going to just farm at a much faster pace than this Drow. And this will probably pay off for him rather than going for the Deso.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it does mean, yeah, because the thing is, I guess, when you look at NRP's heroes, they're having something like this Tiny with the blink, like, they're getting kills anyway, right? They don't really need the PA with the Deso at this point of the game to kill heroes.
Yeah.
They would rather have that investment in, you know, Charlie just being able to gear up and be the bigger carry as the game goes on.
Yeah, it definitely does make sense. Viking, like we said, a little bit more content with playing the farm, as still a little bit tough for them to kind of recover versus NIP. Looking to finish up at least the 1 item for Boom, so he feels a little safer. Aramis is trying to find his level 12 as well as his Yule Scepter, so just trying to find their protection versus the Orchid.
Let's see what NIP can find with the smoke. Viking looking kind of prepared. I mean, they're all together.
They're all grouped. Here. They are strong. If Shad is here too, they're extremely strong still.
They're going to smoke themselves. See who's able to catch who by surprise.
See if Toby can get the initiation he wants. They're pinging out the PA right now. Toby, he's going to run into Misha.
He's going to get ruptured. They want to continue to try and push for this Viking. Celery steps forward. Era. He's going to have to toss over whilst the rupture's still going. Toby getting burst low. The Sonic Wave finishes him off. Boom. He's going to zip straight in looking for Supreme, but the silence is there onto Boom. He's been caught out by the silence. They're running him down, but he's got the Essence Ring. He's able to zip out in time. He'll live. The egg is successful from Aramis, and Charlie is right underneath it. The Supernova takes him out. Boom is still alive there on the side. He's going to be able to turn, get Misha. Viking GG, they're doing it in these fights here. They take down 3. Charlie turning up with the newly built Battle Fury and just dying to the egg. They couldn't get the egg down again.
That was... I'll explain it after they finish chasing Era, because if it wasn't on screen, that was one of the most confusing things I've seen. Aramis, he'll get the Yules.
Shaq can have the damage.
They might be able to with Toby.
Well, yeah, absolutely. With this ult from Toby, they do indeed. This lead that NRP did have is getting shut down right now. All the gaps being closed, but... Oh, yeah, so you can fill us in, because we were sort of... at least I was watching up towards the pit. Not too sure what our viewers got. But what happened around the egg?
So PA jumps onto the back, gets the cleave kill, right? And Drow is getting focused on by him. He gets Yules under the Phoenix egg. He lands, stands still panicking, completely panicking, Charlie.
Wait, what? Wait, he didn't move? He didn't attack? Or?
He was kind of like running away back and forth, and then Supreme blinks into the egg and starts hitting it next to the PA. If Charlie had actually turned and started hitting the egg sooner, they would have killed it, and they would have survived it. So some really awkward stuff that kind of happened. I thought Charlie thought that he was totally isolated, and then Supreme just blinks next to him like, hey, I'll join you for the Supernova stun.
Looks like they will get this Roche. Something that's like pretty important to do right against the Slardar Drow Venge lineup. You want to take this away from them at any opportunity, and they'll be able to do so here in IP.
Yeah, that'll be huge. Now Supreme can play very aggressively with his blink-ins.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, definitely scary that Charlie does just show up and die, and Shad is now at that top of that net worth as the Drow Ranger. With a lot of enabling forces. That's the one thing. It's the Venge and the Slardar that really is just going to make Shad so strong in this game.
Yeah, I mean, already has been. These fights, we're seeing how strong that physical is against these heroes, especially the Quap. Supreme having to be very cautious with the blinks, as they're just straight on top of him. Boom as well, despite being a little bit behind. He's not afraid to just zip immediately onto the Quap and set things up for the team.
Yup. Seeing things very much so even out. Viking, though, quite a lot in advantage of experience. I'm seeing level 14 Phoenix, level 14 Drow, level 15 Storm.
Phoenix.
This Phoenix got catapulted forward
I mean,
because of those two fights.
eggs, these eggs Aramis is getting, he is certainly getting rewarded in the XP department. Pretty much nearly top level, really.
Yeah.
Right now, 14 at 21 minutes as this support Phoenix. He's loving life.
And he's got the Philly Stone, you know, the favorite for the 4 position. So, I mean, he's going to get some big growth here on Aramis.
That's pretty scary, right? You know, if they're not dealing with the eggs now, are they really going to be able to deal with the eggs later?
It will definitely be pretty difficult if you start to get all these items picked up, too. If he has the Halberd to protect the 2, or he has the Yules for himself, these eggs will definitely cause problems.
I mean, because you don't have heroes that are especially impressive for the attack speed. I mean, SP is sort of the exception, but still, that's not going to do it. The egg's going to almost certainly be fine, especially, as you say, when they have any sort of disarm. And they do have good heroes to hold people down around the egg. I mean, you even saw the pushback from the Gust, the Crush, the Missile, the Vortex. Lots of ways to keep that egg safe.
The Crush is a huge one because it actually applies attack speed slow as well. So if he's able to get like a multi-hero Crush, then for sure. As there's smoke ducking pick here. High levels, like we said, on Viking. Silence does catch the Phoenix for a second here. And IP still claiming this high ground. They're jumping in. They found Supreme for a moment. That's the Aegis.
And they do it a second time.
They've got a swap.
So if they can do anything with it, Avalanche from the high ground does come into play. Supreme is able to turn with the silence onto Celery. Sonic Wave pushes back on the 4 of them. Celery, he'll tick down to the poison. He's dead.
Who actually used him? I'm looking around. I'm like clicking on heroes and I'm checking to see who used the Queen of Pain. I think it was it Boom? I think it was Boom who actually used him. Okay. Looked a little bit weird as well.
Oh no, did not use himself?
I don't think so. No, he used afterwards.
Oh.
I also am like, whatever. I'm not going to go into it so much, but I feel like a lot of times these Venges, they forget that they can swap the heroes. Because he could have swapped them out of the Yules and then they can just burst him.
Yeah, because they could have lined up a Crush or some sort of instant knockdown by the Venge, yeah.
Either way, that's just an Aegis that does get claimed. They lose Celery. And back to farming for Viking. But also back to farming for Charlie, as he did have the BKB queued for a moment in case some stuff was going to kick off. He switched back, finishes the Deso, and then he's going to go back for BKB. Full green.
Yeah,
still paying off for him.
PA is definitely going to be the big problem scaling on.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where I think that the biggest thing that is going to trip up Charlie are going to be these supernova stuns, really.
Yeah, I mean, their team doesn't have the best ways to hit it at all, really, unless, like you said, the Phantom Strike, where he's able to switch and keep hitting. And they all have to itemize for armor. It's always a big concern too on NIP. It's like you have to pick up your plate mails, you have to pick up your Lotus Orbs, etc., to deal with this Venge minus armor and the Slaughter minus armor. And yeah, this really does feel like this Phoenix is going to be the big X factor. They don't have that type of match on the opposing side, on the NIP side of that big team fight that really brings everything in and together. They're more about getting people out of position with the Tiny or just starting with a number advantage.
Charlie's blurring top, but I mean, these two, they can't take down Aramis.
No way.
It's Toby and Celery on the move inside NIP's jungle.
They can kill anybody they see. With a bash prepped, with a stun, anyone will easily die.
It's close, yeah. 12 to 14, just 1k gold in it.
Tower is under attack.
Much closer game at this point than we did start to see in game one. With NIP tailing ahead with their Spectre pick this time round. Both teams solid scaling potential. Shad's game still very strong despite being against a PA and a Battle Fury. He's still holding that lead in farm.
I feel like the fights are going to get hard on IP. This Phoenix is going to really break everything, and it's just the overwhelming damage that the Drow is going to start outputting. I think is really going to make the difference.
On the side, in the bin, they're going to look to try and go and save life, but he did get the blood right off in time. Now with the swap, saving Boom. They'll turn over towards the quad, but a quick Yule's up and Supreme's okay. They got what they came for though, Viking. Quickly in, taking down Saberlight, and they don't lose anything themselves.
It's so easy for them to just go in and get these type of kills. I feel like it's just way harder for NIP now to do so. NIP, I feel like they have to full commit when they go for these kills. I feel like Viking, they don't have to commit almost anything. They just pop a corrosive and some right clicks, and they should be able to take out most of these targets. And if they can start getting some map control for themselves, that Roche is going to start getting on the menu. And NIP, at the rate that Viking will kill it, might not be able to contest a lot of the times.
No. These fights are just very hard for Charlie to do much in, especially before he has the BKB.
Oh, and Charlie?
Toby actually off the mark there with his ult. So,
what the heck is going on?
Little bit of a pause. What's happening here anyway? I mean, I imagine this is...
Looked like he disconnected because he started attacking the creep next to him and stuff in the middle of the
Well, he also ulted the creep.
Well, I think that one, I don't think that was a lag. I think that was just him. That was just him ulting. The blur went off as he was trying to ult, I think, or something, or like beforehand. So I misclick. That is a rupture used though, and they will be able to reset.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
All these things adding up though. Viking finally have claimed themselves the tiniest of gold leads in this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And just these, I mean, it's really the levels that I'm just looking at. I'm just keeping tabs of the Slaughter, the Phoenix, and the Drow. Drow's almost 18. Slaughter, he's already got the level 2 corrosive. Both supports have the level 2 ults too. Things just looking like they're getting together for Viking quite a bit more than they are for NIP.
Top, they're trying to commit him for this Aramis kill, but TPs are coming over. Supreme's got to be cautious as they're going to look to zip in upon him. Not going to be able to catch him once he's got the self-fuels. Can he get out with the blink? He cannot. Supreme goes down. Viking holding on to their tier 2s. And NIP, yeah, they're really struggling to find moves to make, and still just not at a point where Charlie is able to do anything as this PA. He needs his BKB. He's a recipe away from it. But even at that point, the minus armor, the fact that there is that stun of the egg, it's not easy for Charlie to commit into these fights. You know that any time that Charlie jumps in with a Phantom Strike onto someone and uses those high attack speed hits, Aramis is just going to be in with the counterplay and drop an egg in a position where Charlie can't jump to, and suddenly Charlie has to use that BKB to run out of the fight. So it's going to be very difficult.
Era?
Running in the river. Charlie is heading over. Can Charlie help out this time? He's going to jump in. but he's instantly being caught out
Era's
by
alive.
the Yules. Now, boom, he's out with the zip, and he'll make it out. But as you say, they protect Era, and they do kill Toby, and they're looking to quickly make a play off the back of that instant smoke. They want to try and hit Viking when there's no Toby. You know, this slider has been a huge issue for them in these fights, and without him, they can much more reliably jump someone.
Yeah, I try to get an aggressive ward down. They don't actually have one, unfortunately, and it does seem like Viking is seeing this, that this might be coming. They're going to all back away, wait at the base. I can't believe Era survived there and all that. That was very nice. But yeah, BKB still not at the ready for Charlie. Don't want to fully commit into any fight until they do have that completed.
No.
When Charlie does have that, then he can look to pick and choose the targets that he can pick off. But the thing is, for the PA this game, it's not the easiest targets, because a lot of times you're looking and you're like, oh, there's a Rubik or a CM or something fairly squishy on the enemy team. I'm just going to pop them. You don't have that.
No.
There's nobody. Like,
And
even if you kill the Venge,
yeah,
there are illusions there, and then it's whatever. Like, the Venge is still there unless it gets taken by the Enchantress. So you just don't have great targets to just jump in and pop on Charlie at all in this game.
Right,
Toby's the most fragile, it feels.
Yeah, I mean, and as you say, even that, then you're just given the opportunity to just drop an ult straight down on you when you're in front of his face, and of course the swap's going to be in play. Bench is always going to be in there with the saves for whoever Charlie does choose as his target. Just find the nice old item. I imagine he'll. Is he not going to take that? The Orb of Destruction. I mean, they did find that on NIP. He's holding on to the killer for now. He's got coming out on Courier. He also found the Paladin. So he's going to opt for the Paladin, make sure he has some lifesteal.
Jump in.
And here we go. They're going to jump on the edge. Do NIP still want to fight this? They're going to try Aaron. And Charlie jumping in over towards Aramis, but Aramis, he's able to get the Yules off. He's going to live. No, Charlie comes in with a huge crit. An 1100 crit takes down the Phoenix before Aramis even has the chance to think about dropping an egg. But boom, they're still cleaning up. Charlie, he's turning over towards Toby, but he's getting kited, crushed. Charlie, another crit comes into play. Another crit! He's getting the crits! He's getting the RNG! Get this man a lottery ticket. Charlie's just rolling them all high. As Charlie, he sometimes lives throughout it all there thanks to the Paladin sword
And they get the Yules.
and the crits that they're finding. And with that, the fight is theirs. And NIP, they're back on track. They are back on track there.
And Royce respawns right in front of them.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what they believe in or who they pray to, but I need to know, because NIP, they just had it all. They just had it all.
What the? I mean, you couldn't ask for just better literally just better RNG on Charlie. The fight was actually looking a little
that
concerning,
crit on
but-
the Phoenix. Look at that. I mean, we won't see it here because he just died beforehand, but Aramis would have got the egg off and everything without that. But the credit is there, and then look how low he's getting. But he's jumping, he's critting.
The heals from the Paladin sword, like it literally, like we say, it's always the small things about Dota. That's what makes it so awesome. The Paladin sword saves him. The insane RNG of crits ends up starting to save him too, and just instantly popping the Phoenix in that position also saves them a fight. Just everything going in NIP's favor, and Viking maybe being a little bit sad, as it did look like they had a pretty good shot in that fight too.
This is the power of the PA. Viking, gonna step in on this. And they get Supreme. They do have the crush, but the counter-heals are there. Erazin on the back line. Boom's gonna zip forward, looking for the quad. Trying to finish him off. Jump over to the side. BKB's committed, but he's already been disarmed, Charlie. He's looking for Shadow with the Sonic Wave. They've got him. They're taking down the Drow. Charlie's able to jump over the side away from the Supernova stun. Toby, he's looking for Supreme. Charlie, over to Aramis. Oh, the crits again, Charlie. He takes down Aramis. Viking, they're so scared of this PA right now. They know what Charlie can do. They don't want a piece of it at all. They're stepping away, and they've just truly been shaken up right now. They're down 8k against NIP. And Charlie, he is having a whale of a time.
I can't even believe how insane it is. And it's literally right after I was just mentioning how he doesn't have the best chance to just insta-kill people like that.
He's
like,
getting all the chances.
Is just the most real.
He's getting all the chances,
all the crits.
Yeah.
Oh, Basher now, full Basher handed to him up to level 22.
Look at these crits.
It's not the same PA anymore as it was 3 minutes ago. Holy moly.
And he's in.
He's in.
He's diving in. He's right. He's feeling himself now that he's getting these crits. He knows that he's got the power. They're stepping away from him. And they're taking this tier 3 tower. Charlie's still with the Aegis. BKB's back online as well. And they're diving in. There's the crits again. Celery will be able to come in with a swap out. Charlie crush. Celery. He's dying though. In he goes. On to Shad. Shad. He's got to run. He's trying to get back to the base. Boom's got to be careful too. They'll turn on to Charlie. Charlie back over to Toby. The bash is there. Toby's down. Buybacks are coming out right now from Viking. GG, they're looking for Charlie. Charlie's out with the blink. He's still alive. They'll get him the once. Can they do it a second time here? Certainly going to try their best. They do get the grab. Charlie's in trouble, and Charlie goes down. Viking pushing NIP back. Cost on the buyback of celery, but the racks are protected, and they'll be able to push NIP back for now.
Well worth the buyback. They also get themselves some nice bloodstone stacks for the storm. And I think Shad also has his butterfly finish, so he still has that nice timing versus the PA, but damn. What an explosive last 4 minutes it really seemed for NIP as they just opened the whole game wide up for Charlie to really lead the charge. And yeah, like you said, Viking, it seems like they're giving a lot more respect now to that PA after those last few moments, just being a lot more careful. But DD Rune, now let's see what they can capitalize on this next moment. It's 50 seconds still without that PA. Back the other way. Butterfly Drow pushing in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Pushing pretty fast here, this tier 2.
Flags also on Celery. All the auras in the world.
I mean, what the Viking have to wait for now? I mean, yeah, they don't seem to want to keep pushing.
Maybe just hoping to pick up and spend some of that gold that they did just get off of these last few fights. I see Boom is sitting on like 3,500 in particular, so maybe his at least. But they are still giving respect to that PA heavily. I thought they might actually look to make a play before she does respawn, but they're being very careful.
Radiant are scanning.
Charlie's back in action.
Over here now.
Levels are strong too for him as well after all these kills. He's getting level 23 on the PA.
Yeah, wow.
Also the big one too, 23 on Supreme. I mean, we all know what happens when he hits 25 when the squad gets that fear.
The best talent in the game. It really does still feel like it.
I mean, what is the play now for Viking? And my goodness, Fogged!
Yes?
Guess what I've just seen?
What did you just say? Someone killed Rapier?
I spy with my little eye something beginning with C.
What?
There's a cheese in the pit, Fogged!
No, there isn't.
Nobody grabbed the
Not
cheese!
again! No, we already had an Aegis.
It's been here for a few minutes now, no one's got the cheese!
Oh no.
Neither team knows.
I was like, starts with the C. I'm like clicking on everybody. I'm like, what neutral item did they get? What neutral item start with C?
They forgot the cheese.
Oh
It's sat there.
What is with people today? Oh.
Dude, imagine the cheese on the
I
storm.
don't even want to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that.
Well, whose fault is this as well anyway? It was NRP, right, that took the rush? No. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they just had the Aegis on Charlie.
Yep.
But yeah, there's
They
a
left it.
cheese.
See, it's hard to not notice these things today. You know, after an Aegis was left on the floor, we just don't want to mention it. It's just it hurts the players a lot.
This cheese could change the game.
I mean, the Aegis changed the game earlier this morning.
Dude, if Boom finds this cheese, he's going to be very happy.
I could be.
Suddenly having a cheese on the storm.
I mean, if anyone
on the
finds
drow. I mean, they got to fight. The thing is, it's going to stay sat here. I don't think
Who's going to get it till the next Roche?
No, yeah, exactly.
3 minutes. No one's going to look in there.
No one's going to go in the pit.
The person who's going to look in there, it's going to be like Misha or something. Misha's going to send a creep in there and be like, what the hell? Someone will check at some point in the game. In the next 2 minutes, they'll see it. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it wasn't even a chaotic Roche, was it, when they took it?
No.
They had all the time in the world to see that there was cheese, and they didn't. They just left it there. Disgraceful for getting the cheese. Here we have that replay earlier of NIP certainly feeling that big burst of strength they just picked up with these fights that Charlie's turned up to, diving in the base. And, of course, was punished. Was punished here in the way that Viking were able to push him out. There we go, back on with the game, and we'll see how long the cheese remains untouched. Let's see how mature it can become.
And let's see what kicks off in these next few moments. As Viking picked up a lot of items in the last quick span. They picked up the butterfly. The fight hadn't happened till. So they have a butterfly, another 3,000 gold on Shad, a full Shivas on Boom, and Toby is about to hit level 18 on the Slaughter. So he's going to have that level 3 corrosive phase. So they are at a pretty strong window. On the side of NIP, it's the biggest thing that they picked up, really. Lotus Orb on Saberlight, Supreme also with the Shivas, and Charlie, I believe, has the Abyssal if you'd like to purchase it. So those are pretty big timings, too, for them.
And we go down bottom. I don't
Radiant's
think they'll try and hold on to this
is
tier
under
2.
attack.
I mean, they might
No.
try and smoke and catch them on sort of off the back of getting it. Have they got a smoke? They do. Misha's got a smoke.
Are they waiting on anything here?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
5 gold for Charlie's Abyssal if he wants to commit for it. He commits for it. So I guess that's what they were waiting for themselves. That's going to give them a lot easier control and lockdown to stick on targets on the Storm, on the Drow. Because Charlie has had a little bit of tough times just sticking on these targets.
There we
the
go.
cheese.
Error's
The
found
cheese.
it. So NIP will be able to claim it. And a bit of a relief for them as it was their Roche. It was their cheese to take.
The instant
they do
chat
still
whales.
get it.
They all
Yeah.
wipe their brows really quickly. We don't want Misery to see anything left in that pit ever again, I don't think.
No, he'll be having nightmares.
Hey, man. The smoke coming out, NIP. Minotaur Horn found on Supreme.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ara leading the charge, swaps in his craggy coat. So 34
Oh,
armor,
Toby.
Tiny in the front line.
He's coming out a little bit on this bottom lane.
He gets to level 18. He wanted to get the
Okay.
XP. So level 18, he's got the bash primed as well too. Three of the bashes at the ready. Viking just waiting on the high ground here. High ground fight is still looking pretty damn impossible for NIP versus this egg. Both teams looking to fight on their own accord, on their own side. Looking at the 38-minute rune. Who's going to go for it? Saberlight's going to show that they're in the area, even though they already kind of knew anyway. Oh, Shad actually picks himself up a... Okay, he has an Illusionist Cape now. He had a Prince's Knife for a moment.
Dire are scanning.
And we do see Boom has a Witless Shaco on the Storm Spirit.
That's always a good one to get.
That's a nice one. Nice little
always a good one,
3,500 HP now with 43 armor.
Yeah, you've still got enough mana to roll with.
Yeah, definitely. NIP, they inch over here and claim themselves another high ground for a second. A Celery.
Dire's
Oh, Misha and Era stepping in on Celery. I'll take down the vent straight away. Boom's going to zip in and immediately zip back out. But the bash is there. Charlie's on top of him. Have they got enough lockdown? They don't. Boom's able to get out to the side. Charlie's going to turn his attention over towards Toby. Here comes the egg. And with the disarm, Charlie's in trouble. They can't do anything about this egg. They've got to get out of it. Boom's chasing over towards Era. Heals up as well. Toby in position. Era trying to get away, but the damage is done. Era's left behind. I mean, as you say, it's just very hard for NIP to find these fights each and every time. The egg's going to be there, and as soon as that egg's out, NIP's got to start running away.
And they got baited. Shad used an Illusionist Cape, sent it in. They blew everything on the Illusionist Cape. Rupture, Sonic Wave, absolutely every single spell was committed onto that illusion.
Oh.
And Charlie is isolated. He jumped in onto the high ground. He was alone on the
Nice.
Phoenix, and he does not have buyback.
No, he went all in on that Abyssal. Doesn't
They
have
do at least
buyback.
have repair kit.
radiant structures are fortified.
Let's see how much damage
Radiant's
Vikings
middle
able to
tower
do.
is under attack.
That's the
Thinking
high
about
ground.
jumping.
They're going to get Supreme. They're in straight away with the grab. Supreme is going to get the chance to blink out. He is. A little bit of time brought from there thanks to Saberlight quick with the Lotus Orb. Otherwise, Supreme may have just been left for dead there. I'm going to have to push him back. DD Rune to spawn down bottom. How are we looking on the Roshan timer? 10 seconds until Roshan is up. And you can be
Egg
sure
is-
that Viking are more than happy to fight around that.
Yeah, Egg is going to be up just in time for it as Aramis finishes up a secondary Shivas for his team. And we're really seeing, like we said, this Phoenix factor. And time again, Aramis has been showing it.
I mean, to the point where it feels like these team fights might not even be possible for NIP if they don't jump the Phoenix first.
But how do you jumping it's 21 armor, 2000?
Yeah.
He's so tanky for them to try to kill. It's such a tough task for them. As Viking will kill this Roche so fast as soon as they get in.
Yeah.
Level 20 also finished on Slardar, so minus 24 armor, not just the minus 20. Throw them Vengeance. So you do see NIP, they have to pretty much play around this top side because that Roche will be such a threat for them.
I think for the most part, you're just trying to get that AC farmed up on Supreme and get your 25s on your PA and your Quap, really. That's going to be the next big step up for them. They really need that fear to come into play because that can be something that does become enough to sort of stop Aramis in his tracks enough, right? You get in, you push him back. There is that extra bit of opportunity to get some kills before the Phoenix can commit with the ult.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to just commit absolutely everything onto him to kill him beforehand. It's always the defensive swaps, though, to level 18 Venge.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely they ever kill Aramis before he gets the ult off. And yeah, these fights are definitely going to look pretty Viking favored if it does pop as 42 minutes hits. Illusion spawns bottom. But NIP, they have to stay around their triangle. They can't leave the Roche's perimeter because Viking will kill it in a matter of seconds. As Viking, they're going to be the ones to smoke. Get themselves that illusion rune for Shad. On top of his illusionist cape. And those illusions actually punch pretty hard as they see something here. Charlie, the blur.
Celery and Toby are still
The
trying to get in
illusions.
on this. Celery.
Illusion scouting. He's looking for a swap.
He's trying to find it. Won't quite get the grab. Maybe still then. Misha's still holding pretty close.
Oh,
Misha. He's gone for sure. BKB's going to be committed by Toby. Turns over towards Supreme. Supreme gets his own BKB out the side. The Supernova's there. Supreme's going to start hitting it, but you ain't taking that down. You got to get away from the egg, and they will. They'll step back. So now I'm in 100 seconds, no egg. I think you'd probably take the death of your Enchantress in trade for that Supernova being out of the game. And yeah, they're buying back.
Fight. Yeah.
You've got to go whilst this egg's down.
Absolutely. And they have Charlie, who's got hit 25 also. The swap.
See the swap. Misha, as soon as he buys back, he's going to get killed off over to the side. The ult setup's there. Onto Supreme. Supreme got the Minotaur horn, able to jump out to the side. Looking for the backlash. Charlie, he's in onto Shad. Does he have enough damage? He's trying his best to kill off this Drow, but Shad forced to the side by the Hurricane Pipe, puts the Manta. Toby, he turns on to Charlie. The disarms there. Charlie's in trouble with the Sonic Wave. Pushes them back. Takes down the two of them. There'll be buybacks from both of them as well as from Charlie on the side of NIP. Supreme out with the blink. Him and Sableye able to step out to the side. Celery is stuck on the cliff for now. He'll TP over towards the outpost to make sure he can rejoin the team around the pit. And Viking, they're straight towards it. They know that NIP is going to need some time to refuel, get their health and mana up. There's going to be opportunity for them to take this Roche at such a pace that NIP cannot get her in time. Aegis, Cheese, it's all theirs. And the Aghanims, Boom's going to pick it up. He's got it on the Storm now, ready to go.
Oh, baby. Now they have a Storm with Ags, with the Phoenix. Like, they were already not killing the Ag, and now there's no way in hell they're ever going to get it. He also has a Hex finished up. Fights are seeming pretty impossible. Charlie even gets a full opening, like 7 hits onto Shad. But we see how tanky he is. They have to blow everything to kill him, and then just the buybacks come into play.
And now there's a silver edge on Shad. And the fact that he bought back meant that he could be a bit more carefree with just spending the gold. It doesn't matter, his buyback's on cooldown, so he can finish that silver edge. And of course, they give him the Aegis. So now much less of a risk for him. And the entirety, so much risk for Charlie after buying back on that last fight. He dies, the game's over.
And we see how easily he can die. As you know, it's not a satanic or anything like that for your PA. It's just the straight damage of just killing somebody during the 5-second BKB. And, ooh, Aramis. They're going to get him.
BKB got a buyback now. Charlie's out immediately. He knows that he cannot take any chances. And that's as good of a disengage as you get there from NIP. You just you have to get yourself out in the PA, and Charlie does. He lives another day. He's back to base. And now they are in a position where Viking, of course, they currently have, I believe, 3 buybacks on cooldown. So a fair few kills now that if they get, NIP is going to be into quite a long position for like over a minute where they can play with only 4 heroes in the map.
Yeah, I think for Viking now, you have to just play together. Don't have anybody split up anywhere at all. Just the 5 of you should go down a lane here with your double catapult wave and look to push. If you start splitting up too much, that's where you might lose those heroes and start playing at a disadvantage here. They've got everything they need right now. Aegis is in cheese, level 30, or level 25, sorry, finished up on the Drow. CDR is at the ready. It's time to look to get a side advantage on the side of Viking.
Still trying to step up the base here, Viking.
Where are you going?
20 seconds till arrows back in.
Looking at the cooldowns of Shad is just crazy here at the 25 mark, the cooldown reduction with all of his activatable items. He doesn't have to go for anything like an MKB this game either. Even though he's playing versus a PA, he has this break with the CDR. He has his multi-shot with such a low cooldown. He knows he'll kill him anyway. Supreme is sitting on 5,500 gold as well. Hasn't quite spent this yet. And Charlie's just really looking to finish up that rapier. He's got the good the nice 25 count for those big crits, but definitely seeing that he's lacking some damage still versus these heroes, especially versus that 51 armor Drow.
I mean, Viking, how pressed are Viking to make a jump, or can they sort of just hold NIP here for, I mean, essentially the full 5 minutes until Viking actually have their buybacks available if it goes wrong?
They're still in a pretty chill mode. I think they want to, like you were just mentioning about like the buyback thing, that's one thing that they do want to press a little forward with the Aegis, but you don't want to press too far forward. You only got a minute and a half left on it. This is just, they can just pick up their next few items here anyway with this, as they're going to get some big ones. It's like an Ags finished up now for Slardar, double Lincolns on their 2 cores. Fully restricts NIP into the base too, and okay, that's a Ninja Gear smoke. Sorry, Saberlight. Just looking to get some info.
25 on Aramis now, so.
Oh boy.
I mean, that egg is literally impossible to kill.
I'm actually surprised he took that talent, not the other one, because
feel like he didn't even need it.
It felt literally unkillable anyway, but might as well just be careful.
Yeah, I guess you're not against the highest of HP of enemy cores anyway.
Yeah. Continuing to grow this lead. Do they have these items delivered yet here? Still not quite. Both Lincolns, if they would like to buy them, they can. They have the gold for them. Trying to catch if anyone does go outside. Boom.
This is very awkward. I don't think NRP can go into this. No.
No. Not into that area.
They cannot run into the jungle like this. I mean, especially when they're so close to Charlie actually having this rapier. He does need that. Without the rapier, the damage is just not there for heroes like the Drow. And he's getting that. Rapier is about 1,400 gold away.
Man, he's going to look so fragile. He better do a lot in that 5 seconds of his BKB when he has rapier. Because he doesn't have Satanic or anything for the reset. Once he's in, he's in. There ain't no resetting. You got to just kill everybody. And I see Viking, they have so many different forms of resetting. Aegis does get reclaimed, but now full Lincolns if Shad would like to complete it, with the CDR talent too on top. So lots more ways to protect him versus those Abyssals, versus those far jumps from the PA. It's NIP.
So close this rapier. He's got, if he just, he's actually.
Is he going to sell the cheese?
No, he won't sell the cheese, he won't.
I'm joking.
I mean, I would.
Never
I
sell
would.
the cheese.
Well, why not? It's 500 gold. Thank you very much.
Ever.
If I'm not hungry, I'm taking that money.
Never sell the cheese.
It's still 500 gold, right, nowadays?
It's I don't know because
You don't sell the cheese.
I don't sell the cheese, but
I'm
99%
pretty sure it gives me 500 gold when I sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, the great thing is, you know, if you sell it,
500.
it's very hard for your team to tell that you sold the cheese. You just be like, oh, whoops, look at that. I used it last fight. What a shame.
He sold it. No, I'm kidding. He gave it to Saberlight. He's got the
rapier PA in action.
Cheese on Chad. So he's going to be able to get the cheese off in between hits. Unless it's a rapier crit into a back-to-back crit, I think he'll get the cheese off in between.
I mean, 2 rapier crits, does that kill anyone at this stage?
I think 2 rapier
How big
crits
is a crit?
Versus the Drow would be the most reduced. I think the Drow might even survive.
550% of
I'm not doing math right now. They're smoked. They're looking for a fight.
I mean, it's a 3K crit. It's a 3K crit.
It's big. Drow will take 3 crits, I'm pretty sure, at least.
No, she dies in 2.
She has
she has 7. Oh,
74%.
okay, she died. Yeah, you're right. She might even need 4, actually. Yeah,
Maybe
right.
need, like
she
3 or
might
4.
need 4. 3 or 4. 3 if it's a good crit, you know, 4 if it's a bit of a meh crit, you know, depending on the base roll of the attack. So, you know, 3 or 4 crits. And now, what are the chances of him getting those crits? So 15%. That's a very small chance of getting 4 crits in a row. But it can happen.
It can happen.
It's not impossible. It's just very improbable.
Yeah. There's just... I mean, everyone just got a lot of armor. I mean, he'll kill Celery. He'll pop Celery. He won't pop anyone else. As we see, Shad still hasn't finished up that Lincoln's. He's about to have the gold to be able to do so, and bam, he does. He passes off the cheese as he doesn't have a slot for it to Aramis. Both teams just trying to get the high ground of the fight. Let's see the initiation. Toby is level 25.
Oh, Boom's in. He's going to go with the hex straight away. Toby's in with a follow-up crush. They're taking down Supreme. Supreme is gone. Charlie off to the side. He's looking for his target. Charlie, what's he going to jump for? Pots the BKB. He's going to... Charlie, what's he going for? Oh, 1 crit. Celery, he got 1 shot, baby. 3,800 damage there. Straight up. 100-0. Charlie takes out the veg.
All right. Oh, I love trying to keep track of these types of fights where people just literally get 1 shot in.
Boom, he's in. Charlie's waiting.
He's in?
Wait, what's he doing? What's he
out
doing?
of mana.
What is he doing? What the hell is he doing? What is he doing? Fog, what was it? What? What was that? What was that? What was he doing, Fog? He doesn't have Aegis. He doesn't have... What is he doing? Why is he doing that? He just zipped in all mana. Didn't even TP. He wasn't even trying to TP. What was he actually doing?
I need a replay to have have any clue of what he was doing.
The hell
I think he
was
thought he
that?
was gonna like 1-shot here. I think he thought he had like full mana and he was gonna 1-shot heroes that were running back to base or something. That was
What the...
That was really bizarre. I mean,
That
70
was-
seconds. He doesn't want to waste buyback, so
No.
NIP, they're gonna press forward and try to force this buyback. That was weird.
I can only imagine he was trying to zip TP and he just didn't double tap the TP or something.
Well, I don't know.
All right, mid, they got him
Aramis.
with the fear. Buyback
He's got
comes
A on
out
this.
from Boom. Aramis is going to be protected. Hex onto Era. Over the side, Charlie. He's got his BKB back up. He's ready to fire. Toby popping the BKB as he tries to charge in, but now he's been ruptured. Toby's got to hold back.
Dire's top tower is
I
under
mean, they'll play it cooler, NIP. That's 2 buybacks out of Viking. And Roshan
Rosh-
is up.
Roshan's up.
Do they
Oh,
want
God,
to try?
Charlie.
Well, this is risky, though. They're trying to take it. They're heading over. Phoenix
These
Egg
illusions.
is up in 20 seconds. So.
Okay. Oh god, these fights. This is going to be such chaos.
That's
NIP
getting
trying to
crazy.
get the positioning. BKB still on cooldown for Queen of Pain, but everything at the ready for Charlie.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
They're trying to take his outpost back. I mean, they obviously see this. NRP could mess with this if they want to. They're actually going for Roach. Vikings going to try and take Roach underneath the
They
noses
kill
of
it
NRP.
real fast.
Charlie is in. They're trying to burst Aramis. They've done so.
got
Aramis
Aramis.
is down. The swap in coming in time. That's the Phoenix out for 2 minutes. Aegis will be picked up by Shad. Over to the side, push them back. Charlie, is he able to get back? And he is. Jump straight over to Toby. Toby is down. Buyback straight away from the Slaughter. Shad is in the pit. He's feared as well. He's struggling to get out of this. He's trying to run, but Charlie's in on top of the bench. Charlie getting low. Charlie getting pulled back by the Vortex. Charlie, he's going to die. He's hexed. He's dead. The Rapier has hit the ground. Buyback coming into play for Charlie. Misha. Misha's recovered the
got it.
Rapier, but the Yules is there. He's going to dispel the Ghost Scepter. Misha's going to get taken out. The Rapier is still on the floor. Boom, he's in. Picked it up. Boom's going to take it back. It's the Fear. Supreme. Charlie. Shad is running
Shad.
here. NIP.
Is.
Supreme's hunting.
He's got another Silver Edge in a second, the cooldown reduction.
Shad's away.
Shad
So
is gone.
they got the Rapier, but now they're in a position where they are down 2 heroes, whilst NRP's got everybody up.
Yeah. Trying to wrap my head around who got what. Okay. Ags on Drow. Refresher
Ags on the
Shard
Drow.
2. Phoenix didn't get Egg off. Phoenix died. Still has Gem. Or Gem is on floor.
Aegis and Cheese have been popped. I think the cheese that Aramis has, that's actually one of the earlier cheeses. The recent Aegis and Cheese were both burnt through in that Roshan fight.
there.
Okay. Absolute chaos.
I mean, overall, Viking GG are 22k ahead. I mean, obviously, a lot of that the rapier coming into that.
And gifted Aghanims.
And the gifted agony. I mean, that's pretty much
much the
of that.
difference.
Yeah, I mean, what the rapier is 12.4k swing, and then the axe is. Does the axe count as 4.2k swing, or does it consider the gold you have to spend for the synth recipe?
I think it considers the synth.
Gold.
I usually see
Yeah.
a massive swing.
So then
when it gets
I mean, that's like an
That's pretty
18k
much it.
swing.
Yeah.
So 18 of that 21k is it's the rapier and the axe.
But it's huge because now Phoenix is back up, Venge is back up, and Charlie, he does not do damage
have a
anymore.
rapier.
He
No.
needs the rapier in order to do that damage.
He's got to get a new one.
Back to farming.
Dire's middle tower
And
is under
Viking,
attack.
see what they can do to take advantage of that. As now they have the refresher shard on the Phoenix too. So in that last one, he didn't have the Aeon disc ready. And now he can actually pop the refresher shard if he's getting gone on again, and he can pop it just for the Aeon disc to protect himself. Or just a double egg if he finds the opportunity. Very close game, and we're getting close to this amazing time that everybody loves in about 3 minutes. Tier 5 items on the horizon.
And what's the dream here? I guess it's Shad getting a ballista.
Yeah.
Is that and then you're never pushing into that's it, right? How do you ever push into a drow with ballista?
I mean, she doesn't even have to be in the fight. She can multi-shot
Just
from
stand at the
like
base.
literally
Just-
at the other side of
Yeah.
the map. It's insane the range that it adds onto it. Let's see if we make it to that point. There's
I
still
mean,
3
actually-
minutes.
Would you rather ballista or apex if you're a drow?
Ballista, dude. It doubles.
Just
The
the
multi-shot
range,
gets
yeah.
double the bonus.
Yeah, I know. It's
That's
insane.
like,
Yeah.
it's insane. And you push everyone back, but we'll see if we get to that point. 2.5 minutes. We're all hopeful for it. Don't know if NIP is. It doesn't feel like theirs would be
Charlie
nearly as
needs
strong.
that rapier, that second
Yeah.
rapier. He's nearly got the money for it.
Radiant
If
are
Charlie can
scanning.
get a Deso, the Stygian Desolator at 60 minutes, that would be pretty nice for him. But Viking, they're looking to punch here.
Actually, isn't Stygian Desolator a bit underwhelming? How much is the armor reduction? It's not-
15, I think it was. I think it is.
Okay. It's acceptable.
Acceptable. I think it gives like 150 damage too, right?
No, it's not 150. I think it's like.
Dire are scanning.
Well, I can check this out, can't I?
75. Wait, it's only 10 armor. Wait, this item sucks.
Yeah,
You're right.
dude, I told you it sucked.
This
What did
item
I
sucks,
what did I tell you? I
buff.
told you it's rubbish.
I thought it was 15 and 150
Yeah.
buff.
10.
Double it.
It's pretty bad, isn't it? I think
It is
I
pretty
remember it's
bad.
legitimately like one of the worst ones.
Yeah, I actually thought it was
Yeah.
way stronger. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get it either. I always see them get the Apex and the other stuff. But we will see soon. NIP pushing out here. Both teams are very hesitant to look for this.
Yeah.
Toby, he's a little bit more ready to look for the fight. Got the
How
bash
close
primed.
is Charlie's got the rapier money.
He's
just
got
got to
it?
get over the
Okay.
shop. Get to that. Get to Viking GG's secret shop right now.
His courier's there. No, his courier's on
there.
his shop. He's getting it. He's got the relic. It's coming.
Okay, they got it. As long as everyone gets back to base, NIP is going to be fine to try
Yep.
and put a hold together here. All right, so backup rapier has been completed.
1 minute. Come on, Viking. 1 minute for you to get all those items. And then just trap them in their base. Don't let them hit neutrals.
Honestly, I think if you're Viking, you want to play it safe. That's legit. That's legit how you want to play it, right? You know that you have heroes that are going to be so good with some of these potential items. You get 60 minutes. So
I would imagine.
why force it? Just wait
Yeah.
for the 60-minute right now.
I would imagine too, because they're very close to level 30s too. Like a tome's going to come up. But
Well, they
NIP,
should-
they're going to punch back.
I mean, they know the Vikings trying to do this. Hold on to their jungle. Was the rupture? Down to Toby. Toby is getting credit down low, but the vortex. He's got the four. Oh, he's got the four of them. Is there the four? They're over the cross. Charlie, he just gets shredded. But the damage from this drow. Charlie is dead. That's another rapier hitting the deck. Who got it? Did anybody recover the rapier? It didn't. They didn't. It is gone. Charlie is dead for 2 minutes. They're trying to run, but Boom is chasing him down. Misha, the Ghost Scepter to protect him, but they've lost their 2 cores for 2 minutes. This is it. Viking, they can clean this one up.
Is under attack.
We are going to get denied the pleasure of seeing the 60-minute items, unfortunately, but this, I mean, it should be game over. There's 3 heroes dead for 100 seconds.
It should be.
I don't really know how you don't win it here, so I'm
They're
sure
pinging
Viking
the
will.
rapier. They're pinging
Where-
the new rapier that's on the ground over there, but they don't need it. They can just look at tier
Radiant's
4s.
middle tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
Yeah, they've got it.
There we go.
Dude, I mean,
Radiant's middle barracks.
I saw PA run in. Charlie gets 1 attack off, gets Silver Edge hit by the drow, and dies instantly.
Well, Supreme's got a buyback, but I don't think it will matter. It did not matter. GG's cool, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 going to Viking GG. We're going to game 3 later.